reviewing the news, pop culture, video games, movies, and shoes. Quincy and Justin with a nerdy forecast. So stay a while and welcome to the Ugly Mugs Podcast.
Welcome to the Ugly Mugs Podcast. I'm your host, Justin.
I'm your other host, Quincy.
Oh, finally, the heat is slowly dying down, but we had smoke today.
Not as bad as last night, though.
Oh.
I was on the freeway last night. Dude, it was fucking crazy.
Yeah, waking up was a little rough. I had a little bit of a dry throat, and I couldn't see the strip. I glanced over, and all I saw was mild silhouettes, and I was like, ooh, this is bad. So I quickly scavenged for a mask. But
it was pretty gnarly last night. Come this afternoon, it was pretty clear, though.
Yes, thankfully, when I was walking home, easy peasy, no problem. Once again, got the good old nice animation of Red Gyarados in the Lake of Rage, I believe it is. I haven't played second generation in years.
I really like that art. That's really nice.
Mm-hmm. Drinking anything special over there, Q?
I've got the remnants of a Starbucks over here. Got me a little Star Beast today because I had some points and stuff. Although I want to issue a retract, but from last week, I was not drinking Pike's Place. I was drinking Post Alley. I don't know what I was talking about.
Well, to be fair, last week we were both exhausted, so we weren't exactly thinking clear.
That's my secret cap.
I'm always tired. I'm just drinking my good old Arizona Ricky. I have one. I had one in my fridge, so I'm gonna crack that open. It has tea in it, right?
Oh!
It does.
I bought the Arizona ice creams.
Oh, okay. Which one?
All three. I haven't tried them yet, though.
Thickhead. Have you tried? Speaking of thing we found, over at 7-Eleven, they are selling that Punk Rabbit coffee, the one that we talked about last week. Yeah. I showed you a picture. Have you tried that yet?
No.
No? Okay.
I haven't stopped at 7-Eleven in a while.
That's fair. I also haven't really stopped at a 7-Eleven for very much. But, yeah, a whole bunch of new things are in our possession. I bought a thing. If you had to take a guess, what do you think I bought?
Give me like at least one hint in the direction of which I should be thinking. Is this something digital or is this something physical?
Both. Now, the reason why I say it's both, you kind of leaned me into buying this because you own something very similar.
Interesting.
Are you watching stream?
Yeah, I'm watching stream. Oh, did you buy a tablet?
I bought a tablet.
Nice.
So I'm learning how to draw. I'm learning how to sketch. I mean, you know,
my experience having taken classes and still sucking at the age of 31. Trust the process. Like, go through, watch those tutorials, see how people do it and whatnot. Because like everybody, you know, the people that you see that just like, oh hey, look what I created, are few and far between. Even like some of them, you know, more famous artists start with the sketches and outlines and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm having a real rough time with placement of face. I can get a simple body done, but I don't know where I'm at right now. It's going to be a long trek before I find my own style that I really want to draw things in. I'm slowly starting to understand scale and relation and perspective, but that's just a lot that goes through my little ADHD brain. But luckily for me, I can hyper focus if, you know, I shut everything else out. We'll see.
I am relatively decent at perspectives for city skylines and views and, like, you know, rooms and stuff like that. Can't draw a person to save my life.
Yeah, I also feel like, you know, if I'm playing The Sims, I can have a nice feng shui, but when it comes down to drawing, what's a chin?
They all very much look like soggy marshmallows.
Yeah. I mean, as you saw with the little sketch that I had, it was very simplistic.
So what kind of tablet did you get?
It is just a Huion, Huion. It's got 12 buttons. I mapped everything so that way I can undo little lines. I can change it over to an eraser. It's a nice little 60 something that I got on a really good deal through Amazon, down to like 29.35, one of those two.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna learn how to draw.
It's funny as I bought my tablet years ago with the pencil and all that stuff, with the idea of like art being the main thing I was going to use for. You know what I use it for the most?
The podcast?
Nope.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, I'm watching the stream on it right now,
Okay.
which is hilarious. I kind of looked over to the other side of the room, like, where is it? It's how I'm watching the stream. No, work. It's actually come in very handy for my job.
Very quick to fill in the points of interest.
Well, and yeah, that and payroll and stuff like that.
Of course.
If it wasn't so big and if it had a better camera, I could see it being a full-on work device. I'd have to get a protective case for it so I don't destroy it. But yeah,
that's fair. I played a lot of Black Ops 6 on my days off, and on controller it feels like I just went back in time, and I was so happy. I felt like I was playing Black Ops 2 with a buddy. Movement is a little strange because they got that Omni movement and they're really promoting that. Everyone's flying all over the place. Melee is back on the table. It's bonkers how much of an arcade game Treyarch really wanted this to be. Now, in saying that, they're still promoting things for Modern Warfare and Warzone. I didn't mention this to you because I kind of wanted to surprise you a little bit. Okay, cool. You can't see it. So go ahead and watch this little trailer as it plays out. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So I there was a bit of me that was like, I don't want to put money on this game. I bought both of the Gundam sets. No more. No, I've said no more because I don't need any more now. But this would definitely lean me over to be like, oh, yeah, sure. If I didn't already have the Gundam skins, this one would probably be on the table. There's going to be some new DMZ style haunted house gameplay. And I was like, ooh, I kind of really like the scenery that's all around. New zombie style. Get a bit of information and get out while also fighting off hordes of zombies. DMZ had something similar, but the beings you had to fight against were very not fun. This looks like fun. This looks great. And I am very curious to... Ooh! Oh! I didn't see that
listeners, like, there's all kinds of different Halloween things that he's not describing.
Yes, I'm sorry. There was Sam from Trick or Treat. Oh, shit.
Yes, Sam from Trick or Treat. We had Michael Myers from Halloween, and we have Art the Clown from Terrifier. We also had someone doing a really big smiley grin, so I'm wondering if that's a smile reference or if they were just like making a face.
It seems like it's just there's also like common Halloween style skins because that's Ghost with 3 heads.
But, yeah, but the one that was wearing the Dracula mask is straight out of Trick or Treat. Cool. So a whole bunch of things. September 16th they are dropping. So nice.
Less than a week, 5 days away. Skadoo. I bought another thing using the Twitch money that we had received. I purchased a little bit.
Warhammer... I paid for the server the previous month, and now the new month is due.
Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. I was hearing things through the grapevine. I watched a lot of gameplay, and I said, that looks like fun. That looks like honest to God fun. But then when I hopped in, I began to try to understand. There's a lot of lore and a lot of common sense that doesn't... They don't use the common sense. Because there's artificers that are building technology that they want to keep for themselves. And there are people who are doing the Emperor's will, but through their own means that are either heretical or not directly to their will. It's a very strange one, and also there's
Man,
like,
I'm just here to kill bugs.
yeah, pretty much. That's what I was leaning into. This is definitely Helldivers 2.0. Like this thing feels good.
Yeah, I
Um,
saw the comparison or the jump pack
oh,
comparison, which was rather nice.
oh yeah. Jump pack was good. I'm leaning toward heavy, where I get a big old fuck off shield and I just move forward, and I'm just a problem for whatever's in front of me. Armor customization's cool. The houses slash chapters are neat, but there's a lot of lore that kind of coexist. Um, each one has their own faults or promises, or there is a lot. There is over 600 books for Warhammer 40K and more in publicizing right now. Like they are writing these books. There are
It's
hours.
so weird that there's so much creativeness going on, but then it's all connected in a fucking game workshop. You know?
So yes and no. They've been kind of fixing their mistakes because they shut down one project, but they said we're shutting it down just so we can work on it a little closer. So we're hiring you.
Meaning that I'm just more meaning that in general, Game Workshop's always been a kind of a questionable company,
Right. Right.
and has done some shitty things to both the consumer and the creative side. So it's interesting that it is such a vastly creative universe.
Oh yeah. Oh god, yeah. And there's even noir settings that you showed me earlier today, and Henry fucking Cavill has a huge army ready to go if anyone wants to fight him.
I hear that the show may not be happening though over
So
on Amazon.
one show isn't the one that the guy talking about the noir books. That one is still ready to go. It's just I
Yeah,
don't
but that's not the Cavill one, right? Like we lost the Cavill project, I think.
up in the air. That one I have no idea.
Ooh.
Yeah, boo. But I'm interested to learn. I am willing to stipend my pain from forcibly learning this stuff into taking my time, beginning to pull the chapters and slowly making things right. I am interested to learn more lore. All right, let's go start up some humble bundles. Quincy and I really like the BPRD and Hellboy. And what with the new movie that was announced, this is actually a really good primer. The Mike Mignola's BPRD Hellboy universe. $30 gets you 36 plus 34 other books. So you get 35 books of Hellboy and then the rest of BPRD compendiums. Yes.
A whole lot of Hellboy.
That is a whole lot of Hellboy and a whole lot of BPRD. I might lean toward getting this one. We've had a couple sales, so I can definitely turn it around just so that way I can keep supporting as well as getting some of this stuff. I really want to read a couple of these. Some of these definitely have piqued my interest, such as End of Days has these very interesting creatures. Metamorphosis has these abominations in the background. Um, I'm really interested to learn more about things that could be. Yes, yes. But this one helps out World Central Kitchen getting food all across the world, or building sustainable ecosystems because growing up. Oh, thanks for the raid, babe. Getting food all across the world as well as sustaining more food is definitely on their top of things to do. Dupe.
I broke the stream. There
What?
we go.
Oh.
I went to try to look at the chat and somehow close the stream.
Okay, cool. Everything's all caught up. Good. Transformers More Than Meets the Eye role-playing game. I didn't know there was a role-playing game, but this is super neat. There's physical items for this. Only available to the US, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. Shipping is not included, but it depends on your location. I did it for myself. It's only like $10 for the entirety of it. and it's the Beacon of Hope GM screen, the character journal empty book, the
Oh, I don't see a lot of physical item humble bundles, so that's kind of interesting.
the last one that I think was around was the Pathfinder one, had the physical second edition book. But yeah, you're right. There's not too many, and this one's got a lot. The Transformers RPG dice set, the Decepticon RPG dice set, the Decepticon RPG dice. Wait, Transformers dice set, the Decepticons dice bag, and the Decepticons dice set. Okay, that was a weird way of putting it. Is it the bag for this one, and they just typoed it? I don't know, but I'm happy to get the Decepticon ones. I prefer Decepticons overall. Fucking Starscream. But going through the regular RPG core rulebook, nice. However, they have a crossover one with G.I. Joe and Power Rangers. So as you
Yeah,
can
I've
see
seen
on
that.
you can see on the cover, there's the good old original Megas. I think this is the original. Yeah, the original Megazord with the elephant arm. The time is now, which is a adventure module. The Decepticon Directive, if in case you want to play evil. The Enigma of Combination, which is a fusion style where it is a survival campaign, I believe it is. From yesterday to today, I think is a good guy one. To catch a falling Starscream is, I think, neutral. Whoever. Winner's Cup Adventure is just a brawl 'em up. A Beacon of Hope, I don't know anything about, and the free content RPG bonus that you get for just donating $1. That one includes just a whole bunch of nice little additions if you happen to want more, like mini cons or just supplements. That's the best way of putting it. This one is, I believe, $40 for the whole thing. $40 for the whole thing. Plus, if you're in the U.S. around the West Coast, it's $10. But so $50 for all 15 items if you're around where we're around. Not too bad. And this one helps out. Doctors Without Borders. Medical attention is definitely needed still because COVID-19 is a still problem, and with some natural disasters that are also around and causing issues, getting help is their top priority, and they are helping health education, mental health support, infection control, as well as aiding those who are in these natural disasters. This last one you know a little bit about. Horror with Archie. And this one's got a lot. I thought it was just the first couple of lines. No, this thing I kept scrolling down, and there's a lot of really cool covers in this. Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, Madam Satan, Jinx A Cursed Life, Jughead the Hunger, where was the other one? Oh yeah, Chilling Adventures, Judgment Day, Welcome to Riverdale, Fear the Funhouse, where was the other one? Oh, there it is. Pop's Chocolate Shop of Horrors with some very interesting covers. The Cult.
Yes, I've read some Chilling Adventures. I've read Afterlife. Do they have Archie versus Predator on here? Because I've read that, and that was great.
I did not see it. I saw the best Archie comic ever. The best Archie comic ever here.
I picked up the Curse Library. I haven't read it yet.
Okay. There's two of them here: the Prelude and the actual number 0. I guess is the best way of putting it.
It's a free comic book day thing.
FC. Okay.
Yeah.
Jughead the Hunger. That one would seem very interesting to read. The Chilling Adventures in Sorcery. The Fox. Why does that sound?
I wonder if the werewolf's gonna turn out just to be Hot Dog.
Probably. I do like the Sabrina the Teenage Witch covers. Do you know anything about Kardak the Mystic?
I do not.
No. Weirder Mysteries. Bob Phantom. What a name. Chilling Adventures of Salem. Just a whole lot of really well drawn out comic books. This one here is $18 for all 52 of these items. That is a lot. This one helps out Bink. We talked about this one before. Helps out the brick and mortar bookstores, whether they're in a financial crisis or even medical. They send out a little bit of help in order to make sure that the stores can continue running at optimum efficiency, as well as if they need financial aid to continue going, they definitely help out with that as well. Oh boy, how do I start this one? PlayStation 5 Pro got announced.
Hold on.
Okay.
Sony added it again.
Yeah, Sony added again.
So I also would like to, when you're done with all this, mention what one of the Sony reps' response to the backlash or pushback was. But continue.
Okay, I am very curious to hear this backlash because I've not really heard too much about it since the announcement. So, PlayStation 5 Pro. It's got good specs. They say there's going to be a pro game boost, which I was like, the Xbox does it for free, so why do I need to buy a whole new console to get this game boost? Why do I need all of this in order to have all these backwards compatibilities? Whatever. I don't care. However, they are saying that it has new Wi-Fi technology to make sure that you are always linked to your 5 megahertz or whatever the heck, the highest bandwidth possible. And 8K gaming is going to be supported on this, when you guys are already having a rough time with 4K gaming.
4K was not native on the first console, so I don't know. We're aiming to do 8K on this one. Secondly, raise your hands, who has 8K TVs?
So, I mean, they have a couple, and
No. I'm not saying that they don't exist.
Oh, no.
I'm saying consumer market, who owns them?
Oh, you're right. Oh, you are 3,000% correct, because I think a 45-inch one is like $6,000, and I'm all right with that. I can wait a while. They'll drop in price because there's something called clearance, and it'll hit that soon. But I really don't care for this. And the reason why, not the $700 price tag, not the $30...
That doesn't improve the situation, though.
I have a TV that works. Does it count? From Socks in chat. It'll work, but it won't give you the best benefit of clarity. If you have a 1080p, they say, and I quote this part, they say if you are running 4K forcibly through a 1080 screen, you're losing a lot of potential performance. Get a 4K TV, they say. And I'm like, that's kind of rude of you.
Saying, that would also suggest, because they're also saying,
what are you?
The whole thing about, well, no, because they're also saying the whole thing about it being 8K possibilities, like. So them saying buy a 4K because you're losing stuff. Well, wouldn't you also be losing stuff on a 4K because like claiming it's an 8K? I shouldn't say claiming. They're saying it's an 8K.
Yeah, hold on. Let me scroll down a little bit. Let me get the exact thing here. VRR and 8K gaming are also supported. So yes, they are pushing it. They are saying it. Like, if I could play Dragon's Dogma 4K, 60 frames, this console immediately blows the shit out of my computer. And I would be like, that's impressive. I like that. Still don't want to pay the $700 plus $30 for the fucking vertical stand. That still boggles my little
Yeah,
woggle.
so we didn't even get to that. The console is $699 and probably 99 cents. Mm-hmm. It can't be stood up unless you buy a stand for it that doesn't come with it. How much is the stand?
$30.
And then it's despite being as fucking large as it is, and yeah, I understand they put 2 terabytes in this bitch and everything like that, but the reality is most of the increases was like a 15% increase from the previous console to this one for this staggering price tag. But with all this shit, they didn't put a disc drive in it, and you have to buy the disc drive separate for $70 fucking, which means if you want a full-blown PlayStation 5 that can play the games you already own for PlayStation 5, so say you're like me and you own Spider-Man 2 on your PlayStation 5, which I don't own a PlayStation 5, I borrowed a friend's, but I do own the game. If I want to play said game on the Pro one to see how pretty it is, I have to either buy the game again or spend an extra $70 fucking to buy a goddamn disc tray because it doesn't come with a fucking disc tray.
So no matter what, you're spending that $70 again.
Right, yeah.
So
this is an $800 console if you want the thing in its entirety.
Yep. I'm happy that it includes a 2 terabyte on launch. I would be probably buying a 4 terabyte M.2 and just throwing that sumbitch in there because why not?
Well,
I
yeah, I agree. Like the bigger internal storage is great. That's definitely an improvement. And some of these improvements are improvements, but are they, go spend $800 worth of improvements? Are they go spend $800 and lose a portion of what you're already getting from your current console type of improvements? I don't think so.
Kind of. So with their new game boost and the idea of how much more power it can do, he says, upgraded GPU. With the PS5 Pro, we are upgrading the GPU that has 67% more compute units than the current PS5 and 28% faster memory. Overall, this enables up to 45% faster rendering. And I was like, okay, show me a side by side. Show me a side by side of launching Spider-Man 2, like from title screen to gameplay. Show me that. If you can show me the side by side, because from what I saw, Spider-Man 2 launching only took 6 seconds, and I'm okay with 6 seconds.
It's not worth $800.
No, it isn't. But the advanced ray tracing and the AI driven upscaling is kind of their selling points because they want things to look better. They are also kind of pushing this to be a media machine.
The AI thing isn't even available all the time. It's going to be based off of certain games, so you have to hope that whatever's going on over in game development makes that possible. So you can't sit there and go, well, this costs $800 because this thing sometimes you get to use.
You are correct. The other little tidbit about it is the advanced ray tracing is definitely going to look spectacular. You are going to see God rays coming out from the clouds, and that shit is going to be spectacular spectrums of color if you're on a 4K TV. However, if you're on a 1080, you're going to get a little bit of that, and you're going to enjoy it for what it's worth.
Question.
Yes.
Explain ray tracing to me like I eat crayons for breakfast.
Okay. Okay, so like Homer Simpson.
Nope.
Okay, so let's say I shine a spotlight on you.
Okay.
If you had the best glasses on your face, that was 100%. You have 20/20 vision with a little bit of excess bloom and clarity. You could see everything in beautiful high resolution. That spotlight, you can see small fragments of dust particles that is just naturally falling down. That's kind of what ray tracing does, is it'll paint a little bit more, give you a little bit more clarity to where the light is coming from. Clouds have a little bit of extra contrast to their edges. It's just more beautiful light. It is more...
I think I get what you're putting. I think I'm picking up what you're putting down.
If you were to play Mortal Kombat 1 on it, Raiden would look a lot cooler. Let's put it like that.
Raiden?
Raiden? Sure. Raiden.
I don't know.
But
it's not my language. I can't say one word.
But in short, light would be a little bit more better looking, more dynamic.
Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying. So yeah, that helps with lighting. I understand. Okay.
As for the...
It still doesn't feel like it's worth $800.
Okay, so with how Sony has their games right now, I'm very curious what games work with this AI-driven upscaling. Because it is learning from what game you're playing. But if it's not for every game, I need to know what it's for. Because if you're going to boost a 4K game up to 8K thanks to this AI-driven upscaling... I want to look at it. I want to see it. I want to go into a video right now that you have uploaded. I want to see the 8K gameplay compared to 4K gameplay. I want to see what this thing does. They had a nice little trailer. It's whatever. I'm frustrated at it. They see feature only available on select PS5 games that have been enhanced for PS5 Pro when compared to the PS5. PS5 Pro enhanced features will vary by game.
So the thing I wanted to mention is, because people are like, this is fucking an absolute insane price. What the hell are you guys doing? What do you...
And
the response, and I don't know if this was like a high up I don't know if this was the analysts themselves, but the response that was put out there
Hit me.
Was a lack of competition is what created this price, because when they had an analyst look at it and go, well, there's nothing else out there right now, so people are gonna have to buy it.
Looks over at the Steam Deck, looks over at my computer, looks over at my Series S. I'm sorry? You what?
Well, because none of those are new.
Okay.
There's nothing new on the market right now. The next Nintendo might be this holiday season, but most likely won't, because we haven't heard shit on it in a while.
We haven't.
We know that Xbox isn't making anything new right now.
They're happy. They're content. Why make another console when this one still does the job? That's my thing.
It doesn't in Sony's picture and in their mind, because you got to stop and go, wait a minute, the Xbox does more than the PlayStation 5 and does a lot of what the new PlayStation 5 does. In their mind, when they look at it, they sit there and go, well, it doesn't do the 8K, it doesn't do the AI thing. At least I don't think it does. I don't know. It doesn't do this, it doesn't do that. They're sitting there going, oh, ours offers so much more. Well, also, just like a week or two ago, they were sitting there complaining about not having enough original IPs.
They say closing down Core Concord.
Closing down Concord, turning around and launching a $800, $700 console that people can't afford.
And all the Helldivers 2 controversy, the
Steam controversy with forcing you to use PlayStation stuff.
like with Ghost of Sushi, I get it. That's kind of, they prepped you for that one, but for the Helldivers one, they didn't prep you for that one. And freaking, it's as Pirate Software Thor, good TikToker slash streamer.
Thor.
Yeah, he's a good guy, but he's like, I will never support any Sony made game unless it is developed by an outside company. That showcases to me that they have their freedom. He refuses Sony. He is now.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he says, I don't want to release any of my projects. I'm not releasing on Sony platforms. He says, I refuse to do that. And I'm like, damn. Okay, you do as you need to, but it is hilarious to alienate your audience so hard. I used to really stand by Sony. Hell, I wanted to get the fucking PlayStation buttons on my knuckles, for Christ's sake. Like, I was so behind them. And, play has no limits. What the fuck?
Play has no limits unless,
It's ours.
you are making, minimum, average, I shouldn't say minimum, average pay in the country. Then there's some limits.
I cannot be happy with how you guys are. But if you happen to get a PlayStation 5 or have a PlayStation 5, they're at least holding some decent sales. Over on their PlayStation Store, you can get Dragon's Crown Pro, which is a beautiful game, a fantastic game. $4. I cannot be mad at that. That is a great deal. If you've never played a hack and slash game, this is a good one to start off with too. Socks in the check, PlayStation buttons on your knuckles. What? Yeah, this was like 19-year-old me.
Years ago.
Yeah, this was before I even knew this guy.
No, because I went with you to the tattoo shop and the lady talked you out of it.
Oh, fair enough then. Boop.
Her comment was, I'm not going to be responsible for ruining your life.
Yeah. I haven't played Genshin Impact in a while, but here in America, people are still playing it enough to warrant a Genshin Impact and McDonald's collaboration. A very interesting collaboration. Purchase an apple pie. You get a code for some Primogems, a actual in-game apple pastry, and some other enhancement material. Cool. You get the deluxe McCrispy meal, and you get some really interesting looking glider wings and a name card, which is kind of my McDonald's branded. So between these two, you can only activate one of each, and that's it. So you can't purchase more and get more. You only get one of each. That's it. If you buy two apple pies and you get two codes, give one to a friend. That works fine. But you can only activate one per account.
Finding
Otherwise,
it interesting how many collabs we're seeing from Mickey D's. It really does show how scared they are about missing that quarterly income for the first time in a very long time.
yeah, they actually hired the artists to draw up these characters holding their products and being dressed to the nine with McDonald's stuff. Like, how dare you do this to who is this? Kekwain? Not Kekwain. Kachin? I can't remember her name, but even still, it's so fucked. It's bizarre. KFC does it weird out in Japan. Like they will have standees that are being stolen because people are wanting them that bad. It's bizarre.
That's a choice.
That is a choice. But if you happen to play Genshin Impact and don't mind the taste of McDonald's, there's two options for you. This runs from the 17th of this month to the 29th of this month, so you got a little under 2 weeks to kind of.
I feel like everybody shouldn't mind the taste of McDonald's.
I don't mind their fries, but their chicken, their burgers, I don't know. It's just I've slowly drawn away from them. Like the last thing I got at McDonald's was just an order of large fries. That's it. Like their food does not appeal to me anymore.
I mean, every now and then I get a 99-cent cone because, I mean, you can't
Oh.
really pass up a 99-cent cone in this day and age.
That is correct. You're right. Ice cream is good. I can't have too much of that, but I concur. A 99-cent cone in today's budget and market, especially with the heat that's been going on, that's fair. But they stopped doing the $1 large drinks. They stopped doing the 2 for $1 apple pies. They stopped doing the dollar menu is no longer a dollar menu. Like
The dollar menu died fucking years ago.
now it's fucking deals menu, and I'm like, but as I said, if you don't mind it, there's that. See, Quincy actually mentioned this a while back. Socks in chat says a what cone? The machines are never in service. They actually had a huge dispute, and then it turned
Yeah,
into
there was an investigation and everything.
yeah, and it turned out to be they weren't broken. They just never clean them, and then they just say, "Oh yeah, it's broke."
Employees
So
don't want to do it.
yeah, nobody wanted to clean them out, and the people who made the machines ran out and was like, "Yeah, just clean the fucking machines. Do what you need to
Yeah,
do."
there was an investigation launched into the companies that were making the machines because like there was concern over the potential like some kind of like monopoly type of because like they're forcing you to use use them as like the only way to repair and get parts and stuff like that. So there was also a whole thing into that because if the machines were actually breaking as often as it was being suggested, then, there was a pretty severe problem there.
Oh, I didn't know about that one, but I mean, even still, now we're in kind of a better one in America, anyways. But yeah, every time I've wanted a cone, I've never or a McFlurry, I should say. I've usually leaned toward the McFlurry side. But you're correct. They usually complain about that. Anything else for gaming, Q?
I think that's it.
Then let's get into the shoe news. A couple really nice looking shoes. Nothing too much on the pop culture side. So these are just kind of really wild shoes. And this one is the Puma MB03 Halloween. A pretty nice looking orange with a darker orange into almost a black swirl that kind of comes around, and on the tongue I believe that says rare, R-A-R-E, and then on the toward the toe of the shoes it says not from here. I don't get that reference. Do you have any idea what that is?
No.
Mm. On the back it says MELO trick or treat. So this is definitely meant for the Halloween. Anything on the inside? No. Oh. In short, it is a good jack-o'-lantern style shoe. It's fine. No price point, but it says it's going to release in October. Second set of shoes, another vibrant neon, because this one is called Tokyo Nights. It's another Puma shoe that definitely has a lot of color and contrast. A beautiful sky blue into a magenta, I would say, sole that has embroidery of leaves. And
That's a
then
very bright shoe.
it is a very bright shoe. I would like the shoe a lot more if it actually lit up, but this'll do, I guess. Once again, another one of these very loud shoes. This one actually has a price point, $120. September 27th, 2024, exclusively at Puma.com or Foot Locker. And they don't look too bad when worn, but yeah, no, this is very loud shoes. Sock says about the last shoes, Cheeto shoes, which yeah, sure, Cheeto shoes. But
Do that.
an interesting pair of shoes that I kind of wanted to talk about. So, Japanese style footwear has kind of clicked in my head a long time ago, and I was just like, they're cool, but I would never wear them. This kind of mixes a tabby style shoe with a sneaker because it has a division in both the middle of the shoe near the toe and a middle of the sole, splitting the sole between two parts. It's covered in embroidery. It already has a paint smear or a scuff on the sole of the shoe. It looks, lack of better words, dirty yet polished, if that makes sense. It definitely is intentional. It definitely looks...
Slimy yet satisfying.
Yeah! The split in the middle of the shoe has bindings wrapped around it. Shoelaces, extra shoelaces to kind of bind it all together. There's the split of the shoe right there, if you wanted a better view of that. I don't know if I would like that kind of shoe. If it was between the big toe,
It's
kind
like
of like...
a Japanese style footwear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if it was a little bit more toward the big toe and then all the other toes kind of go in their own side, that's fine. But splitting my toes? I don't know about that.
I never worn anything about that. I've never worn anything like that, so I don't know. I feel like it would feel weird. Like, I don't even like the way, like, sandals feel. Like, when you have to have, like, the thong between your toes.
Yeah. And dare to dream about Crocs. But also the shoelaces going underneath the whole shoe, going between the sole that is split in two. I don't know if this thing could be very durable. I'm very curious.
I mean, there's
But
a good amount of clearance between the lace and the ground.
now this is a custom one of one, but there will be ones that are very similar like it. September 14th, the Paranoise, which is just the black with the white stripe, without all the embroidery or scuffs. This one here is just designed from this individual Paranoise. Yeah, so, I mean, The one of one looks fine, but I'd rather take the black and white version. And last but not least, just you gotta have it. We got ourselves some Crocs. Finally, we got a release date on the Powerpuff Girls one. Now, they have released today.
Can't escape fucking Crocs.
Can't escape Crocs every single week. Got to talk about them. No new ones
You
to talk.
start pulling non-nerd ones just so that you can fucking have some to talk about.
Yeah, I know, right? Sadly, c'est la vie. Nothing new, but they added new gibbets. Yeah, it's fine.
Your gibbet.
Sure, $60 for kids, $70 for adults. These look fine. Boop. Did you know the Dreamcast turned 25?
I did not. I didn't realize I was older than the Dreamcast.
Yeah, buddy.
It's not like it makes sense when I think about it. It's just not something I ever thought about before, you know?
Yeah, I don't think there is very many bad games on the Dreamcast. There are 3 games I know offhand that I did not like on the Dreamcast. One of which was the very weird Seaman game. And it was an early stretch into AI / talking to your games. Like, this was after Hey You Pikachu.
Okay. I think I remember the game you're talking about. I think I remember seeing like an old ad for it.
The second one would probably be Expendable, as it puts right here. It was a launch title. It was real rough. It didn't really know what the heck was up. And the third one, just because I didn't have friends to play it with, Choo Choo Rocket. If I had friends to play that game with, I think I would have liked it a lot more. The single player was but it was very much a party game meant for other people. But all the other games on this list, Soul Calibur, Sonic Adventure 2, Power Stone 2, House of the Dead, Tokyo Extreme Racer, fantastic racing game. Just everything that came out for the Dreamcast was very good. It's just the console itself was very expensive for the time. And the VMUs to save your games were also kind of expensive. Yeah. If they made a Dreamcast like emulation box like they did with the NES and the SNES, I'd probably lean toward getting it. I would hope that it's not $100.
Like not. Well, I guess they did one for like the other Sega. I felt like there was a Sega one.
Oh yeah, the Genesis. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But if they did one for the Dreamcast, I'd probably lean toward buying it. I would hope that it had that big fuck off controller that came with it, and maybe it like an embedded VMU, like a non-takeout VMU. That'd be fine. I'm okay with that. I would just want something to save my shit on. Sonic Adventure 2 on there. Huh. Bet. I would have so much fun. Also, you can plug this into a Windows 98 / Windows CE computer to gain access to the internet. It was by far revolutionary.
Yeah, definitely ahead of its time for 25 years ago.
Yeah. And then when the PS2 was doing it, they were like, you could just connect this straight to your internet when you get broadband.
Well, because there was a concept at one point of making the PlayStation 2 into a computer.
Yeah, and then we got Phantasy Star Online 2, I think, and people were like, this is rough. This is really rough. But I believe it also allowed for developer tools. If you had a very early version of a Dreamcast, you can plug it into your computer and do development tool stuff. I'm not 100% on that, but I do remember that they were very open source. They really liked games coming onto their console. However, it was very short-lived. I think it died out in like 2002, 2003. Like it did not make it to 2005. I know that one. Servers for Phantasy Star Online was shutting down, and God, I don't think there was anything else made for it beyond that.
I watched a video the other day. It was a compilation of like different online games when their servers shut down.
Oh.
And by far the greatest one was the Matrix Online game. Have you ever seen that?
I remember seeing it, but no, I never played it.
I never played it either. But yeah, so like when the servers were going down, it showed all players start screaming and then get folded up into like little like cubes.
Oh, okay, all right. I mean, that's an acceptable response. I remember when one of the private World of Warcraft servers was going down because they were putting a stop to those. Everybody kind of met in the guild hall and we just kind of sat around and told stories, and I'm like, that was cool. I didn't participate.
That's
but
kind of wholesome as fuck.
yeah, and you know, it's good to share stories. I do miss the good old days. But Dreamcast turned 25. Holy shit. Up-a-doop. Over on the figure side of things, we got ourselves a couple Street Fighter figures. First one is a Revoltech Jury from Street Fighter 6 that's fully articulated to the point where you can do most of her moves. And for those who don't know Jury's moveset, She can bend in very interesting ways naturally. I believe this one is $129, and that's all I have. That's all I have for it. It's pre-orders are going to be opening soon. Other than that, jury's great. Which
Cool statue.
yeah. On the other side, we have
A figure.
ourselves.
It's not a statue, it's a figure.
On the other side, we have Jada, Street Fighter, Cammy, and DJ that have much more different articulation points and much more interesting apparel points. This is the classic DJ, not current DJ. These are Street Fighter 2 styled characters. I'm happy with both of these. I would definitely get if I had $50 to kind of throw out. These two would probably be on the list, but I wouldn't know where to put them. But Cammy and DJ, they look fine. And to end off on the figures, well, kind of. The Kyoto Revolt Tech Amazing Yamaguchi One Punch Man Saitama for $100. This actually looks really good. I actually really like this figure. A really nice cape that kind of holds its shape, which you don't really get a lot of in figures. You have the multiple serious punches. You have the serious single punch. A good dash.
Isn't he One Punch Man?
Yeah. So with the serious multiple punches, it's to make sure he hits the target.
Oh.
Yeah. But there's a nice looking stand. I really do like how Revoltex usually have multiple stands for all the pieces involved. So, such as this one for the punch circle here. Usually they would have multiple points on one stand, so that way you could do this. No, they'll give you a complete other stand to do this at a different angle, make it easier. Revoltech does not skimp on figures. Badoop. We watched a very small trailer, a teaser, if you will, for Wolfman. And this is the start. Is this the start of the?
No. I was explaining to you the thing that got scrapped.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So
this is just a Wolfman movie coming from Universal. At least that's how I understand it.
Copy.
No Dark Universe. Dark Universe got scrapped after The Mummy, so the Invisible Man movie is not connected to anything. This is from the same director as that, but also, what I understand, not connected to anything.
Copy Delta. Okay. So I mean, it looked very good, very dark, very thrillery, less scary, more psychological, and I'm into that. I actually really appreciated that. A few of the spots in the trailer definitely, I think, gave away a little bit more than they wanted to, but I'm kind of here for that. Do we have a date on that? January 17th in IMAX. Cool. Does horror? Have you seen a horror movie in IMAX?
I don't really go out of my way for IMAX. I mostly go to IMAX because Piper makes me.
Fair.
I've been to a few IMAXs. I've not been to horror for IMAX. I think I've seen like 4 movies my entire life.
Okay, I've seen a couple. I would love to see -1 in IMAX, but say la vie. But Wolfman in IMAX might be an idea if it can come around in a cheaper, an affordable way to see it in IMAX. Oh,
Let's see. With my membership, IMAX cost me like $4.
That's not bad. I might. I don't watch enough movies to kind of warrant that.
You don't watch enough movies to get to warrant the membership.
Nah. But I got my 6-pack of D&D Lego minifigures. I'm gonna spoil it right now. I did not get the brain puppy, but I did get the Dragonborn paladin here. I did get I believe this is a rogue Githyanki. I got the halfling druid. I got the warlock tiefling, and I got Tasha the sorcerer. And for the 6th, I have this. I think it's a Yonti pureblood cultist. I don't really know what this one is over here, but It comes with these little like boxes, like puzzle boxes, kind of like Hellraiser. So I was like, okay, cool, whatever. We
That's not terrifying at all.
no, it ain't, but I was cool with it. Put them all together, and they're all in a nice little row over in my little collection. I'm happy that they made the halfling as short as it is. Um, the sorceress is definitely Tasha because inside the book has a spell on Tasha's hideous laughter. And I'm like, you're building the lore. You're actually teaching people these things. I appreciate that.
That's kind of fun.
Sadly, that's all that's kind of there. I mean, you have a Red Wizard of Thay, but you wouldn't really kind of lean into that. You would just be like, oh, I got the weird skeleton man. Mm.
I mean, if you're a D&D fan, you probably know those Red Wizard of Thay.
Yeah,
I mean, they put one in the movie too,
that is fair. And an Aarakocra. I wanted the Aarakocra also, but say la vie. So the 3 that I wanted, I did not get, but that's fine. Will I buy an open package or a single down the line? Maybe. Because you said there was a way to find out what's inside of them using a the QR
I've heard there's an app. I don't know. I haven't tested it.
Hang on, let me see. I have the packages here. They have different codes on them.
QR code thing on the bottom. I mean.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Okay, yeah, they have a little bit of a different number on the bottom. Okay, I mean, sure. Definitely something to do later on if I happen to want to try and find another one. But yeah, no brain puppy. Yeah. Bop. And with that, that's all I got. A very short week.
I got nothing else. Yeah, it was a very light week for stuff.
Yeah. Nothing really doing over the next week either. So next week might be a little short as well, but yeah, we'll see. Things surprise us all the time. All right. Big stretch. Thank you guys for joining us. As Sock says in the chat, remember to check out the Discord as well as our Humble Bundle. Thank you guys for joining us. Check out Zenny. They are actually running a really good sale. Buy one, get one. I think it's 60% off on any transition, blue light, or I think sunglasses. But buy one, get one half off. Or buy one, get one 60% off is a great deal. Remember to check out Quincy's Twitter as well as my own Twitter. I've been doing a lot of wrestling stuff, as well as art because getting back into art. I believe that's it. At the end of days, at the end of weeks, at the end of months, at the end of years, remember to love one another. It is definitely free to do. Night, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Whee!